What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Electrician's Broom. Today we're going to be installing this light fixture over in the corner of the garage. It's a dark spot. It's been like that for a while, and I've wanted to add one of these for a long time, so I figured we could go through it step by step and get this light installed. Let's jump into it. So here's a quick rundown of what we're going to be doing. The light switch is right here, and then out of the back of that handy box, it actually goes to a junction box where a socket used to be, and that's where our switch leg is at. That travels up to the light that we currently have installed. And what we're going to do, I couldn't find the exact same light, which is kind of annoying, but the other one should be fine. I just won't be able to tweak it. So we're basically just going to 90 out of this current fixture, 90 again onto this joist over here. And then I'm probably going to add a 2x4 to span these joists right here because I want the light somewhere right here. So one of the first things I'm going to do is bust this fixture open, see if there's any instructions or anything that I need to be aware of before I set those two 2x4s up there to mount it to. That way I know how to actually install it. This one's pretty straightforward. I think it's just 4 screws. 2 on this side, 2 on this side. This removes itself. Very simple. So basically this will get mounted directly to the 2x2s or the 2x4s that I'm going to add across. And then once you're ready, you can just do your splicing, set your light up into the fixture, and you're good to go. This is actually not that good of a design because once this is mounted, you can't get a piece of conduit in this side or this side. So we're going to have to rearrange this and probably go into one of these and then slide it over somehow. But we'll figure it out. Now I can mark this 2x out, get these cut. Now that those are cut, I just need to know how far apart these holes are because this is the piece that's going to be mounted up to the 2x4s. And I already checked it. I know that it's 23 inches, just verifying. 23 inches, so that's how far apart my 2x's need to be. John Cena! Roughly, I want this baba ganoush to be right here. Perfect. Boom shakalaka, baby. With our framing in, now we can add the base for our light. So I'm going to be using this knockout right here. This is a 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch conduit would be fine, but I'm a cheap ass and I already have some 3/4 that I need to run through. So I'm just going to use 3/4, but that means that I got to take my unibit and make this hole a little bit bigger. This metal is so thin, it's just bending the heck out of the metal. Okay, so that's out. Massage that a little bit. And now, I will say this is my light, so I'm being a little bit rough on it. Obviously, if you want it to be perfect with like no scratches, no imperfections, be a little bit more delicate. Now I'm going to put my safety glasses on and just make this hole a little bit bigger. Check it, still not big enough. So that's perfect. I'm gonna get my connector threaded on there. So what I need to do now, since my connector's in, is get a measurement for my stub 90. I want that to be at, let's call it 22 1/4. And then my leg, I'm just gonna cut it a little bit shorter. I'll cut my leg down to 64 inches. Now we can go ahead and lay out our conduit and get it bent. But first, if you are enjoying the video or learning something, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Thanks. Let's move on. So we wanted a 22 1/4, I think, 90. I'm not going to go over the layout and the deduct and all that. I have other videos for that on my YouTube page as well as my Instagram page. So if you need to figure out how to bend a 90, go check that out. Gonna mark 22, subtract 6. That would be 16 1/4. Now I'm gonna go ahead and crack the 90. I'm gonna crack the 90, laddie. I said I was gonna do a kick, and that's still the plan. So what I need to do, get it lined up. That looks good right there. Just gonna put the slightest amount of bend into this. Boom, that's it. In order to make sure that I'm square, what I'm gonna be doing is following this joist. Get a support on there within 3 feet of my connector. Usually like to go a little bit closer, but you know, 3 feet is the required amount, so that's perfect. And especially in this situation, because getting closer would be quite difficult. Get my screw in there. My next requirement for supporting this conduit is actually 10 feet, but for this application, I'm gonna elect to go a little bit shorter. just so we're nice and secure to the top. And now we can get the measurement for our 90s. I'm gonna do cut to fit. So I'm basically just gonna do a stub 90 out of my existing fixture and then have the leg of the next 90 be long. I'm gonna get it up there where I want it, mark it, bring it back down, cut it, and then reinstall it. So with that piece installed, the next measurement that I have to get is from the outside of my knockout right here, plus a little bit more because this is gonna grow to 3/4 because we're not doing 1/2 inch, to the outside of my joist because that's where this conduit piece is running. And that will give me the distance between my two 90s, 48 1/4. So that will be the distance from the outside of this 90 to the outside of this 90. Now I'm gonna take the cover off of this light fixture in order to get access to it and drill out my 1/2 inch knockout right here to 3/4 because that's what I need. Okay, so that's on there, snugged up. So I'm gonna get a box offset cracked into this. Beautiful. Now that I have this box offset in there, I gotta make sure that I bend my 90 the right way. So that looks good. Now I can crack my 90. Where's my level? Gonna line it up overhead. So get this lined up on the star. Comes out looking something like this. Now I can go ahead and get this installed. So we actually ended up being farther than I wanted to be on this 90, which is totally okay. All that means is that we're gonna mark this conduit and cut it. Now I can get my coupling on here. So we look good over there. Get that nice and snugged up. And just like that, we got our conduit installed. Now we can get our wire in, go ahead and make our splice here, make our splice there, get the fixture installed, and then we'll be good to go. So I've got a nice streamline head on the end of my wire that I'm gonna push through the pipe. And the reason being, you should always do that, but since I'm pushing it through, I want it to be as easy as possible. Watch out, there's something there. Be ashamed to hit your head on it, too late. So I'm just gonna start chugging along. That should be plenty. I'll cut it on this side. I'm gonna make this fixture up first. So I'm gonna cut this, say like right there. That way I have room to maneuver it within the fixture. Good. Ground's good. Now I'm gonna move on to my neutral. Okay, so we are good to go to install this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these screws. All my wires are good. Get this side first. My impact wasn't long enough to reach in there, probably for the best. Don't want to strip anything out. Starting with my ground. Now I can do my neutral. Our hot wire, our line wire, our switch leg, whatever you want to call it. Everything is spliced. Now we can go ahead and tuck this up neatly. Get these repositioned where I want them. Go ahead and turn that on. Everything appears to be working properly. First fixture that we had, or the existing one, came on fine. Follow our conduit over to our next fixture that we installed. Super bright. It turned out good. Been waiting to do that for a while. I'm glad it worked out. And that is pretty much it. Thank you everybody for tagging along today. If you enjoyed the video or learned something, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. As always, electrical work is not without its consequences. It could potentially kill you. Always hire a professional to do the work for you. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.